Hello and welcome to episode 11.
Woo!
Who's on First Watch? A TTRPG podcast coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. My name is Richard, your host and GM for this Daggerheart System homebrew campaign called The Shattered Vale in our war-torn, grim, dark world of Hamanaroth. First things first, to introduce our cast, I'm going to go around the room, and if you give me your name, your character, and tell us what it would be that makes your character feel safe. I'm going to start with Solandi. Don't start with me. I'm going to start with Kremlev.
Hey everyone, it's Harrison. I'm playing as Kremlev. One thing that makes Kremlev feel safe is the quiet. The peace and quiet and the solitude makes him feel alone, and when he's alone, there's no one around that wants to kill him.
The safe blanket of silence. Next, over to you, Sean.
Hello, my name is Sean, and I'm playing Tholandi Verther. He's a wild-born Minotaur juggernaut. And what makes me feel safe is hard to define because he hasn't felt safe in a long time. The last place he felt safe was his little home village before it was destroyed. So he's struggling to find that sense of safety again.
Aw.
That gets an awe from the crowd. Kaya.
Hi everyone, I'm Liv and I play Kaya Veleros, our Veilbinder Threadkeeper. And what makes me feel safe is my fate deck. And knowing that I have my sister Phaedra by my side. Even though she's pissed at me.
And Bjorn.
Hi, I'm Nathan playing Bjorn, warrior from the far north of Huldan. I feel safe with a weapon in my hand and a trusted comrade on either side.
And finally, Phaedra.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I play Phaedra, a Wonderborn Inferni bard. And there's two things I would say that make me feel safe. One at the moment is Tholandi, who has stepped in as my protector since I lost my dear beloved Thimble. And the other one would be fire. Gives me a strange little comfort deep in my soul. Don't quite understand how to feel about that.
Pushes away the shadows. Awesome. Okay, before we get into it, we need to do some shout-outs to some very cool people who are sponsoring our podcast. First of all, Darrington Press, of all folks. They didn't have to collaborate and support a small war-scarred show out of Brisbane, but they did, and that matters, and that's a big deal to us. Their support, whether it's putting us in front of more people or sharing what we're building or just backing the grind, means a lot to Who's on First Watch and keeps us moving and keeps us growing. Keep an eye on what they're doing and show them the same support that they've shown us. Heart of Daggers continues to provide us support through tech assistance, sharing our tales and providing a home for Daggerheart homebrew content. And Tailor-Made Rejects, a local Brisbane alternative rock band with raw guitars and ear-catchy earworm melodies. So stick around and rock out at the end of the episode with those guys. So without further ado, we are going to pick it back up where we left our adventurers as they're navigating through a cave network near the farmstead, which they have fled. And more recently, they have just run through a large cavern, avoiding what has been named as the Flacids, or the acid plops, or acid slugs, as they've all run across the open expanse, unsure still how large that cavern is, avoiding the majority of the acid slugs that were falling from the ceiling into a small, narrow passageway that has opened up into another kidney-shaped, probably 30 feet across cavern. Again, it's all naturally formed. There's sharp rocks, there's smooth parts where it's been worn away from decades of water dripping through the rock. And you have noticed, as you've waved the torches into the cavern, that there's a strange crimson marking or stain on the floor of the cavern that leads off to the passageway that is to your right. However, there is another one further down into this cavern that leads off into the left.
The discoloration on the ground, is that like a particular marking or shape, or is it just like a splodge?
Looks like streaks that go off towards...
As in like drag mark streaks?
Possibly.
Oh, I hate you
Possibly.
right now.
It doesn't look... It looks like it's more of a stain as opposed to like fresh blood tracks or anything as nefarious as that. But
multiple people have been killed in this spot and then dragged off back down the way, or
not multiple.
But it looks like blood. Is it blood?
It could very much well be blood stains on the rock.
I really need to ease up on the scary stories now, don't I? That's where our mind goes immediately.
How high is the ceiling in here?
It's about 8 feet.
Is it wet and can I stick my finger in it?
I'm going to leave that one alone. They write themselves. So, yes, you can. So you squat down and put your hand to it. And you can see that there's moisture on the rock from wherever the stream is leaking into this area. But when you raise your hand up, the colour doesn't come off the rock. It's like stained into the rock.
Okay, so it's nothing fresh. It's been like baked in, essentially.
Essentially.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to lick it.
Right themselves.
Squishing things and licking things and
Is it
Touching wet things.
Can I touch it?
It's not that kind of podcast, honestly.
So there was still a straight... Sorry, still trying to work out what we did. There's still a straight passage that we didn't
Correct.
explore.
That had a higher kind of ceiling.
And then
yes.
the kidney room has 2 passages, a left and a right.
Correct.
Okay.
Flip a coin. Which one, left or right?
Look, I don't mind. I just want to get out of here. I think there's this place gives me the heebies.
Can we mark our passage somehow so we don't get lost out?
Yeah. Pick one of these passageways we're going to go down and I'll mark it.
Left or right? Flip a coin. Does anybody have a coin?
Did you say the left
got a
one
couple.
had more red?
No, towards
The right.
The right had...
The right had red.
But where you first saw it, it's quite pronounced, but then it dissipates the further away that around the corner it goes.
Well, it seemed like that.
Well, they're all talking about this. I'll march off towards the left. I'll use an axe blade to scratch the stone.
Yeah, you start making your way off to the left.
I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, when I notice, I'm going to immediately follow.
Follow.
Okay. Yep, you all fall in step behind Bjorn. You can see that there's a narrow passageway that leads off into the darkness, and it peels off, it turns round, leaning towards the left. And then you lose sight of where the passageway goes as it turns around a bend.
No, I'll just keep following up, axe in hand,
This is a very
torch in
tiny-
the other.
This is a very small and claustrophobic passageway, brushing up against the walls, and for Landy, so much so that you're starting to feel potentially quite claustrophobic, like it's right on top of you. And you push yourself forward, Bjorn, as the flames from these torches is getting a little bit low. But it opens up into a cavern to your left and then continues on straight ahead. You shine the torch to the left. It looks like some earthwork has happened here. It's not a natural cavern, or it was a natural cavern, but it's been shaped to a degree. The floor has been flattened, if you will, and as you wave your torch around, you can see that there's remnants of what looks like potentially rotten barrels, rusted old rings from barrels lying in some refuse. There's a few rusted hooks that hang off the wall. Also, there's some boot prints facing towards you. They're quite pronounced. Have been set into the mud and into stone.
I'll turn towards the rest of the party and just hold my finger across my lips. And as quietly as I can, which is not overly quiet, just step into this room.
It's quite narrow, but winds up broader. It's about 10, 15 feet across than the passageway you ran. And the torch reveals yet another passage that leads off on the far side, which is about 20 feet away. You make your way in and you can make the assumption that this was some sort of smuggler's den or cavern or something along those lines. But beyond that, you can't see anything else.
Okay.
I'm going to snuff my torch because we don't need both torches going at once.
Okay, you quench it. Yep.
See, I told you they were smugglers.
I'll wait here in the room for the whole party to join me.
Yeah, everyone follows in behind you.
So is there anything in the room besides...
No, I mean, you can move around, have a bit of a look around, but the more you investigate, because you can't guess how old or how long it's been here, but it disintegrates under your investigation.
Gramlove, can you tell how old
I'll
those footsteps are?
have a little look. And I mean, not really. It's not my area of expertise, but they're not new.
Do I know of any stories of, like, smuggling network smugglers in this area? Recent old, like...
I don't know, do you?
Ooh. I've heard of this old smuggler, the bloke called Crazios, that used to work around these parts maybe 20 years back. He used to deal in a lot of illicit goods, but I don't think it's been active for quite a few years now.
Do you think that's who's left these footprints behind?
Well, I mean, who else is in a deep, dark cave, you know?
I mean, smuggler is a good guess as any.
I just hope we don't run into anybody. I don't like this place.
How big are the footprints? Are they like human-sized or are they
Human size. Yeah.
human-sized? Okay.
Well, I mean, if they've if they've got a way in, there must be a way out. Doesn't look like they came the way that we did.
I was just thinking about that.
It's definitely work stone, so yeah.
When we killed those bandits yesterday, day before, whatever it was, and I was hiding the bodies, and I'm going to look at Phaedra when I say this. This cave mouth wasn't there. There was some sort of cave-in that created it. So, if this is a smuggler's den...
That's right.
They must have come in.
From somewhere else.
From somewhere else.
So there's a way out.
There must be.
God, I hope so.
Let's follow it and see if we can find a way out for everyone that can slip underneath those bandits' noses.
I'll scratch an arrow in the doorway that I took to the left to get in this room. And did you say there was 2 further doors?
Yeah, so you could continue going along the narrow passageway which you were before you turned into this one. Or you've now turned into this one and there's an opening ahead of you.
No, I'll go to that open ahead of me. Scratch another arrow in the stone beside it.
As you get closer to this exit, looks like there must have been some sort of collapse. You get closer and the torchlight's flickering and throwing the shadows, and you can see that there's stone that has fallen down and crumbled. And you think that there might be a way through, but you'd have to squeeze, like on your guts, crawl. It'd be very difficult.
Yeah, we're not going to get Philandy through that.
Can we move the stone?
As you're waving the torch forward, it sputters.
If I can recognise that early enough, can I light a new one off it?
Yeah.
I'll pull mine out.
The Philandy's remaining one. You see it about to splutter out and turn to Philandy and light the remaining torch.
Yeah, sure. Like this one. I've got another.
This way's a bit of a last resort, I think.
Can we not move the stones? Like, that's the best way out that we've found so far.
I am small.
If you want to risk another collapse.
I'm small. I could climb through and see what's on the other side. I'm the smallest of our lot.
But then there's no point unless we can all get through.
But it's worth seeing what's on the other side, is it not?
It's worthwhile if we know there's a way out past there.
Is it a natural tunnel or a...
Natural.
Does it look more insane?
All of this is natural cave and tunnel. It just looks like where you're currently standing, it's been occupied and they've done the best that they can to make it more habitable.
I mean, Kremlev's a bit more, he's like wiry and stuff, so he could probably slip through. He's a bit more used to doing this kind of sneaky shit.
Alright, I'm just gonna go. I take off my coat, hand it to Phaedra, and start pushing through this crawl space. Somebody push my feet.
You start...
Like a penguin.
Before she crawls away, I'm going to reach over and just hold her on the shoulder like she did earlier for me and say, be careful, okay?
I'll try not to fall like you.
Yeah, you do better than I did.
Okay.
Scraping your way through. Being smaller and slender, you're able to get through without too much difficulty. You do feel as though, if there was any shift in the earth at all,
I'm dead.
You have that moment of, that sense of panic and flutter of your heart when you have that thought go through your head.
Maybe this is not such a good idea.
And then you slide forward and the light from the torch behind you is barely penetrating the other side of where you are because of casting your shadow. You manage to get your shoulders and head free from this collapsed area.
I don't want to pull all the way out. I just want to stick my head out.
Yeah, you look, but because of how dark it is, you stick your hands forward and you can feel it's like another small passageway. You can reach the other side of the passageway and you can feel that it must head off both ways. There's a T-junction here. You can hear the dripping from the moisture above from the forest, and you can also hear beyond the crackling of the torch that there is the distant sound of a running stream above you somewhere.
Oh, it's above me?
Yeah.
Can I wait a couple of moments to see if my eyes adjust to the dark? And if I can pick anything out in that, blacky grey?
You wait a moment longer, and your eyes adjust slightly, and you can see that there's a narrow passage that heads off in both directions.
So it's just like a normal passage, there's no other cabin?
Correct.
Okay. I start booty shuffling my way back. So I'm crawling backwards?
Yep. You shuffle backwards into the cabin.
Alright, so it's not another cavern. It looks like it's just another passageway. It goes left and right, just like every other one. I think I heard running water at some point. It sounded like it was coming from above me. So maybe we're maybe we're under the stream near the farm.
Should we try one of the other passageways?
Yeah.
Smugglers tend to have multiple ways of getting out of a place. They wouldn't just have one entry and exit.
Yeah, can I, as a Slyborn, catch on to any common tricks used by smugglers in this sort of scenario?
No.
No? Okay.
We've got another passageway. Let's just explore that. We can come back here if we need to.
Yeah, look, we can always circle back. We just don't want to get lost, I guess, so we should take it slow and...
Back to the
head back out
continued
the
on.
original passage, yeah.
You squeeze through what is, again, the continuing narrow passageway, and you get to where it opens up into a large cabin. You stick the torch out. You can see that it peels back to the left. There's a passageway that leads back to the left. You wave your torch to the right, and then there's two other passageways that fork off from the bottom corner of this cabin. You can see that there's some interesting stalagmite and stalactite formations in here that join. It's quite pretty if you take the moment, and the firelight flickers and glistens across the rock. You can also see on the far side there, looks like there's some sort of ore vein that seems to run through the other side of the cabin.
Based on Kai's description, would the passage to my left possibly link up with that passage?
Potentially.
Let's go that way.
Hugging the wall, walking round, and as you turn round the bend, it very much leads to the collapsed area from where you were previously.
My map is a mess. I'm so confused. It's not good.
Well, I guess we go back and go to the right side.
Can't go forward, you have to go back.
So there's two other passageways?
Yeah, on the other side, yep. It looks more like one passage, but it's got a large pillar in the centre of it. You can navigate around.
Let's go that way.
Okay, picking your way through these interesting rock formations and the glistening stone. And it bends round to the left into it's not quite as tight as other passageways as before. And you come to what very much is a collapse. You see that though there's an ore vein that runs nearby it, but there's boulders and rocks and rubble all around in this area. So despite this coming to a dead end and looking like it's collapsed, it looks like someone at some point in time has been made an effort to make their way through this passageway. So there's rocks that have been moved and shifted and piled to either side and look like in sort of a stack. And there's some moved of the earth and dirt and pulled to the side. But yeah, there are some quite large boulders and rocks that fill this cabin.
Are those moved boulders dusty? Were they moved recently?
Doesn't seem so. They seem to have become part of the environment with the same sort of moisture and sheen across them.
So this part of the collapse might be pretty old.
Can I go start touching the walls?
Yeah.
I remember some of Phaedra's stories about smugglers and their dens that they'd have hidden passageways where you had to pull like a lever or step on a stone and trigger something to get the passageway to open. So I'm going to go start touching the walls and stuff and see if I can trigger a trap door
or smuggler's marks.
Yeah, or if there's any smuggler's marks or something like that on the wall.
You start looking around the area and running your hand across the wall, and apart from how it's been smoothed by the water over time, there's nothing that at this point that jumps out or catches your notice out of the ordinary.
So no traps or smuggler marks?
Not that you can see.
Back to the kidney room,
Back
then,
to
I guess.
the big room.
Okay.
There's no other way forward from here, right? That was our
Not that
last
you can
branch.
see, no.
Okay, back to the kidney room and turn right.
Okay.
Who's standing behind Kremlev?
Me.
Yeah?
I'm trying to make a bit of an effort to keep between you and Kai.
You notice as we start to walk towards the kidney room that I can't seem to stop scratching my arm. It's the same spot, it's the same arm. You're not sure if it's a nervous scratch or something else, but I can't seem to stop reaching for my arm and scratching.
Oh.
Scabies.
Yeah, I was like, what have you passed to my girl?
Oh, God.
You notice this as everyone navigates their way through, back to where you were, back to where those marks and stains are on the floor, and continue forward.
The other way, yep.
Can I please get from someone you're leading?
Yep.
Can I please get a an instinct check.
Not me. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Take one off. 16 with fear.
16. As you are leading the party forward into this next narrow passageway, you think you catch the sound of very faint voices.
I'll stop.
Coming. And as you stop, abruptly stop and shuffle your foot. And as you shuffle, your foot slides. It reverberates through the caverns in front of you. You go, and it goes, fuck.
Is this as we're coming into the kidney room again?
On the other side, entering the narrow passageway on the other side.
This leads towards the flaccid room, doesn't it?
No.
No.
The flaccid room is behind you now.
So you come down through the flaccid room, kidney room,
Yes.
and then we went to the left.
Oh,
Now you're going to
And
the right.
now we're going to the right.
Oh, so this is as we come into the right. So we've come back through the kidney room and we're heading off towards the right passage now.
Yeah, correct.
And how far into the right passage have we made it?
Just barely just started going in there.
Okay.
I'll hold my fist up, intending to give the party the signal to stop and not moving. Probably taking me a moment to realise that these people don't know those signals.
And we'll go into the back.
And I'll turn and hold my finger up to my lips again.
I am very quiet. I stop and I wait for Bjorn to say communicate something.
It's kind of gone, lost.
Who's directly behind me?
It's
Yeah,
landing.
one of you two.
I'll pass the torch to Thalandi and just whisper, "Wait here for a minute,"
Okay.
and do my best effort to creep silently forward.
Give me a finesse roll, please.
Finesse I'm better at. Except my rolls are like shit. 12 with hope.
Mark of hope, Nathan.
Oh yes, almost forgot. Yay!
I take it that's a failure with hope.
Yeah.
No, but.
No, but. Yeah.
No, but.
You continue creeping a bit further forward.
Mhm.
The torchlight provides enough visibility that you can see that it branches off in three directions, this cavern. It branches off, continues on ahead, slowly peeling off to the right. There's one directly to your left, like a sharp left, and then one just ahead of that to the left, on the left-hand side also. Your chain is making a bit of sound, but what you do notice is that there seems to be a bit more of a deadening effect in this area as opposed to the rest of the cavern.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem to reverberate off into the distance as much as the sound that you make is kind of stilted.
So relying upon my experience as a Stormborn and raiding and sneaky to some extent and whatnot, does that tell me anything? Like, for instance, there may be soft furnishings around here or something, maybe, or...
I mean, you know yourself, there's something in here that's absorbing some element of sound. You don't know what or where, but there's something in here.
Alright.
You don't know which way that may or may not be.
I'll just go into a squat and wait. Let some time tick by, let a minute tick by.
Okay.
Listening.
You catch the sound of very faint muffled voices, and it's coming from the chamber, the one that peels off to the right but ahead.
Right ahead. Oh, shit. Yeah.
I'll wait.
Kind of straight. You could say it's straight.
Oh, straight?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then there's two that are off to the left side.
I'll wave to Thalandi.
Okay. You scooch over.
I'll hold my hand up to my ear and point at the passage.
I put the torch in the ground and sneak up to you. You see my big cow ear, like, turn towards
Radar to
Did that rotational thing?
Do you have special cow listening? Is that what it is?
Having been given the direction and indicated to listen, you also catch the very faint sound of, it's not voices that you hear, but maybe very dull footsteps. And then they stop, and then it goes away, and then it starts again.
I pick up the torch that Thalandi put down.
Okay. Yep. You raise it up so that there's...
Can we see any light up ahead from where the footsteps are coming?
You cannot.
What should we do?
I'll go sneaking back to the others and say, I think we can hear footsteps up ahead, but it's hard to tell.
People?
There's no light, so... But my worry is that they'll see the light from our torches approaching. But of course, if we don't have light to approach them, then...
We're not gonna see them if we put the torch out. They're not gonna see us, but we're not gonna see them.
But then we won't know where to go either.
Yes, exactly.
Why don't we send one person... Would you just stop doing that? Just stop it. Stop playing with yourself. Why don't we send one person up ahead, and if they're bad and then they chase after, then that person can lead them here where we bonk them on the head. And if they're nice, then it's nice and it's all fine.
Okay, I'll go.
But no, you're the bonker. You don't go. You're the one who bonks.
You're the bonker.
I think Kremlev should
I'll
go.
go.
Bonks. You're the bonker, not the bonky.
That's a
And the
great
one who
idea.
bonks.
Kremlev should go. Kremlev, you should go.
I think
Kaya's idea.
I think Kremlev should go. You're the sneakiest out of all of us.
Oh,
Plus, you got your dark cloak.
Yeah, I can go do it, but look, yeah, I'll go do it now.
Do you want some cream for that or something?
No, I'm all right.
Just above the table, are we aware of, I don't know, in this world, any
STDs?
humanoid areas?
Sorry.
Humanoids that have the equivalent of dark vision or low light vision?
It's
Doesn't
supposed to
exist.
be me, and he
Doesn't
took it
exist
away.
at all?
in Hamanarov.
He took it away from me.
Except for the things that I want to be able to see in the dark, and it's not
That's
you
what I mean.
guys.
From our knowledge, there's no
Oh.
other humanoids that
No.
can see in the dark.
My one benefit of being an Inferni, and he was like,
One benefit, my
take it away.
Okay, good. Sorry.
I should
Is it
clarify.
a
I have
real
long
thing
sleeves
for
on.
Inferno?
What?
Is it a real thing for Inferno?
Yeah, they were supposed to have night vision. He denied me.
Night vision and dark vision.
Or dark vision.
I need to clarify. I have long sleeves on. You can't see when I'm scratching.
Okay.
Yeah, just know that you're
Above
playing
table.
with yourself.
Yes.
Are you looking up whether you have night vision or dark
Oh,
vision?
am I? Yeah, but you said I couldn't have it.
Well, he's giving me funny looks, so we should think about it.
Well, I feel like that would probably change what we've been doing for the last couple of sessions.
Yeah, correct. No, you don't have it.
Because it would have been
No,
Phaedra goes first because she can see.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair because if you can see, albeit low light vision, and it's like grey and all that kind of stuff, I think it removes a significant narrative element to tension and what you can do and fear and all that. Yeah. Also, who gives a fuck if got torches or not? Someone can see.
I get my bonus to intimidation, so that I still get some stuff for
It
me.
says you get
I don't-
fearless and dread visage.
Yeah.
Doesn't say night vision anywhere.
Fierce.
Yeah, I can basically not take fear
Okay.
if I don't want to.
When you roll with fear, you can mark 2 stress to change it to roll with hope instead.
Cool.
I
Cool.
thought I could.
No. Anyway,
You never get the first play.
haha. Who's doing what?
I'm sneaking off with Kremlev.
Okay.
No,
You're the bunker.
You're the one who
Well, I'm already
bonks.
sneaking.
No, you're not. No,
Right,
I hold it back.
He's not going by himself.
The
the
whole
group roll.
plan.
It's too dangerous.
Because the whole plan is they're supposed to follow the weak one, and he leads it back
Are you
higher.
sneaking behind us to say this? Because I'm sneaking off.
Yes. Yes.
I can just see. I can just
imagine
see
that.
Phaedra
Two people
holding onto
trying
the
to
cloak,
sneak and
being dragged
Phaedra's
along.
following.
He wants to try to sneak off, and you're
You're
you know,
missing the
full
whole
Karen
plan.
Yeah, so you guys start moving off, and Phaedra is twittering behind you, and like it's you can hear the noises traveling.
I mean, I'm not going to be like I don't want to draw attention to it, but this stupidly not doing anything tactically. No, I'm not going to be like causing noise. If they go off, I'm just going to be like,
Okay.
I'm right there. Why is everyone a fucking moron?
Who's doing the roll and who's assisting?
I have advantage on self-roll.
Go ahead. I'll support you.
Yep. So how are you supporting?
I'm just
Already got advantage.
No, it gives you +1 or -1, depending on what he's doing, and it's a reaction roll.
I'm going to be
Carry his tail. No.
You can't assist with
What's
the reaction rolls.
So it's a group roll. One person takes the lead. Whoever's assisting, they say what's that thing that they're doing to assist, and whether they're successful on their reaction roll gives the person who's doing it a +1 or a -1.
not lead the way, because obviously he's leading the action, but I'm going to walk alongside him and keep an eye out for good spots where he can leave his heavier weight than mine that won't cause like too much noise or things that would reveal him.
Like there's a silted area and you're like,
Yeah, directing him into sneakier spots because obviously he weighs like twice as much as I do.
Okay.
So,
give me a reaction roll, please. Being finesse.
17.
Okay, so you get +1 to your finesse.
So I've got a 18 plus 6 is 24.
20 lots.
+1 minus, was it agility or finesse?
Finesse. We've been using finesse the whole time.
So 25 with fear.
Okay, 25 with fear.
So I definitely passed, I'm hoping.
Yes.
I'm going to say to Thelandi, what was the plan? I was kind of thinking about something else.
We'll sneak, like they said, sneak up.
All right, sounds good. Sorry, my mind's just racing right now. I'm a little claustrophobic.
It's okay, I understand. I don't like it here either. Let's get out of here. Come on.
So you start moving forward towards where you thought you heard the sounds. And you're furiously scratching for reasons unknown. And you see the flicker of the light, even though it's diminishing down this far into the passageway. The light catches a skeletal form which is crumpled up against one of the cavern walls. And the shock of it gives you a stress, unexpected creeping along. And then you see the skeletal form crumpled, sitting propped up against this wall. It's positioned sort of slouched, cross-legged on the floor. And it's got the two skeletal hands, humanoid form, clasped in front of it, sitting in its lap.
Is it bound?
No.
Oh, what did you say that smuggler's name was?
I'm just gonna I don't know,
Poke it.
take its head off and put it in down next.
You just had, you have to jiggle it a bit to detach it. It's like,
what's a skeleton, right? Is it
I thought you respected the dead.
no, it's not sinewy, but
I just want to make sure it's not going to get up and eat me later. I'm not going to throw it or smash it.
no. Yeah, you go. And the head comes off, and you place the skull down. As you do that, do notice that doesn't seem to be any wound or marks on the skull or anything like that. It looks fairly intact as you place it on the ground next to Kremlev's foot.
Don't put
anything else there, like clothing or?
No, it looks like it's all been the remnants, just all to dust.
Yeah,
except for these. I mean, just the position that him sitting.
Weird position is sitting
with his hands clasped in front of him.
Silent as ghosts, but stressed out by skeleton.
Yes.
Is there anything else nearby? There's barely any light, but is there any light ahead coming from the direction of the footsteps?
You move a little bit further past where the skeleton is, to the very edge of this light up ahead. Thin slits, thin beams of light coming from the ceiling.
Okay.
And then a shadow move across it.
I think we're under the farm or something.
God, I was really hoping this cave would leave us away from the farm, but
well, there's only one way to find out for sure.
Yeah. While this is happening, I'm going to pivot through my stuff and get out my little water bottle of some variety. Just hold it against my arm.
I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and go, it's okay, we'll get out of these caves soon. Just try to relax.
I would take a deep breath and
you hear some murmuring, a very, very, very faint murmuring coming from up ahead.
Of those two, or?
Yeah, those two.
Yeah. I mean, they're not doing a very good job of being sneaky if we can hear them.
You guys know they're there, so you can tune in to hearing some very quiet.
Yeah, I'm on the ground, just tapping, just so they know that there's I'm trying to signal to them, but not loud enough that people are like, hey, what's that knocking on there?
Okay, who knows Morse code?
Did we go over what the tapping means?
No.
Is the tapping a good thing or a bad thing?
Bjorn, what?
I have no idea.
You do all the hand signals and everything? You don't do tapping?
No. Why would you want to tap? That'd give you position away.
Well, exactly, but he's tapping, he's tip-tapping, and it's either tip-tapping is wrong,
maybe it's a Minotaur thing.
Maybe.
Fuck Bjorn is dumb. Let's creep in a bit further and listen.
Okay.
Thin slits of light were from the gaps in wooden beams. And shadows moving past or people walking over the beams is my assumption.
Can we smell donkey? So the whole thing was a smokehouse.
No.
But we don't know if it's the barn or not.
We don't know.
It continues on and opens up into an oddly shaped cabin. On the far side of whatever this space is, the thin slits of light coming through what must be floorboards. It's dull, it's dim. And you listen quietly and you can hear, sounds like dripping, like close.
Okay. I'm going to turn and face towards the others. I'm going to reach into my belt pouch, pull out my flint and steel. So they didn't respond to the tapping. I'm just going to pull off a nice long spark.
Okay.
What were we supposed to respond to
You
it?
see their faces flash ahead of you
Okay.
through the dark.
What does that one
I'll
mean?
move forward.
Bjorn, you start picking your way forward.
All right, I follow.
Follow.
Do you have the torch still lit?
Yes.
Okay, you following with the torch lit?
Yes.
Okay.
You move forward and the torchlight lights up this intersection. As you move forward on the floor, as you see the skull and the skeleton propped up, and oddly there's a skull on the other side of the narrow
Why is the head
passageway.
over there?
You see that there's the passage that goes directly to the left. It looks like there's some grooves or scrape marks in the stone, gouged into the stone, and disappears into the dark of that passageway. Next one you get closer to, you can see there's this skeleton that is propped up.
And that's about when the torch starts to flutter out.
And you see its odd position, sitting with its hands clasped in front of it. Yes, you can see your comrade standing a little way further in front with these thin shafts of dull, dim light coming from further ahead into the cabin. And it's at that point your torch starts to flicker. And,
Before it goes out completely, I'll fish my torch out of my pack.
oh, you've been holding out too.
Yeah.
You fish out your torch and light this.
Yep.
Springs.
Please don't light it. No. I'm going to as I see him reaching for the torch, I'm going to be trying to quietly hustle forward and groping around for him in the dark.
Does he manage to stop you? Because you would have gone fishing for it and...
Yeah, if he reacted quickly enough.
Okay.
We
that's
really
fine.
need to work on what these signals mean.
Tapping and lighting.
So I'm going to whisper in your ear, there's right just ahead, there's the floorboards to one of the buildings. If you light that torch, they may see the light down through the floorboards and see us down here.
Is there any light coming down from there, though?
Barely, but feel along the walls. There's nothing else between here and there. Maybe
Okay.
some dripping water or something.
I'll chuck my torch back away then.
Do we hear anything more from
Shuffling.
upstairs? Just shuffling?
A footstep here, a murmur there.
Can we make out any of the words that are being said?
It's pretty muffled. You figure you'd have to get right under it to be able to discern what's being said, if anything.
I want to try and, if you can sort of hear their footsteps in their shuffling, I'm going to try and align my steps with them. So it's kind of masking the sound a little bit.
Sure.
If you walk without rhythm.
Yes, I was
Right.
thinking exactly the same thing. You do the dune walk across the cabin. So you're all clustered at where this cabin opens up.
Mhm.
On the far side of this cabin is where these shafts of light are coming through. In order to get under it to hear or see what's going on, you have to move through this cabin to the far side, which is about 15, 20 feet ahead.
Mhm.
It's as you place your hands on the walls, you're not sure, but you feel like there might be some stone work or
Masonry?
masonry, mud bricks or something like that. But yes, you need to get right under it to be able to figure out what's going on.
Want you all to be very quiet. Follow my lead. Step where I step. Let's go.
What are you
Give
going
me
to
your
do?
roll. Everybody, please make a finesse reaction roll.
Why
Tell me
are
what
we
you're doing.
taking this risk?
These two. Just these two. Just these. Yep.
Oh, no.
16.
Oh, no.
16 plus 1,
I'm actually not. I'm hanging back.
You hang
They're
back?
moving forward, yeah.
no problem.
That's a big old 5.
-1 cancels it out. And Paige?
Will it finesse? Oh,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. 0. 16.
That's +1.
+1. And I rolled a 7, 7, 14, 15 with hope.
Jammy bastard. You make your way underneath these shafts of light. The first, you can hear the boots, you hear the wood creaking and the weight shifting. And when you get underneath there, you can see that it must have been patched some time ago, but it's collapsed in. So there's a mound of clay earth that sits underneath these, must have been sitting underneath these floorboards. It's been patched, but that's collapsed in. You look up and you hear the wood creaking. You can hear the muffled voices, and it's distorted by the planks and the packed earth around you. And the narrow gaps between the floorboards are thin blades of torchlight cut down into the dark. And there's dust that drifts through the beams of light. You can hear that drip sound that you heard before. And as you move forward, Kaya, you feel this wet dripping onto your shoulder from above.
And put my fingers in it and bring it into one of the beams of light and rub it between my fingers.
It's tacky and it's red and crimson.
I think somebody up there is quite hurt looking at my fingers and rubbing it together, but it feels like it's drying. So maybe a little while ago they were quite hurt.
Where the light's shining through the floorboards, some of the cracks are covered. It kind of relays the fact that someone must be sitting on the ground or propped up on the ground. And it seems to be the source of the blood. And then you listen carefully and you can hear a breath. And it's being pulled through like clenched teeth.
We're wasting time.
You hear this voice.
The keep needs us back by midday.
And then you hear this other voice that comes back calmer, and it's a female voice. The general's orders were clear. And there's a pause.
Aye, and last week you wanted 3 scouts flogged for watching him wrong.
You hear this movement above.
Ever since he reforged that armor, he's been seeing threats in shadows and hearing enemies in silence.
And the female voice doesn't respond straight away. And then you hear her voice respond as just flat. Armor doesn't change a person.
No. But it reminds him he's untouchable.
And it's quiet again. Then you hear another voice, and it's a lighter voice. It kind of has this bored tone to it.
I didn't know anything useful. Them old man barely understands what's happening. The halfling's just noise.
There's a brief flicker of blue reflected light that shines through the floorboards. It seems to be coming from the top of a walking stick that someone's holding or something.
Not worth the trouble. Neither of them would last a mile on the road alone.
And you hear something scrape. Sounds like wood against stone.
We leave 6. Enough to hold the camp and hunt down this minotaur.
Somebody else laughs softly. Lucky bastards.
We'll send a patrol to relieve him. We needed a Blacktooth. The general no want us to wait.
You hear these boots approach and it's getting closer. And you can see what must be a soldier's feet. You can see the shin guards through the cracks. Commander, the column's ready to move.
Aye.
There's a shift in the air above you and you hear the weight of what you assume is this hobgoblin kind of step forward and creaks under the weight. And you hear a voice, calm and measured. Listen carefully. You, Master Dwarf, will remain here for the rest of your days. If we return, and you are not here, there will be further consequences. And then you hear metal on bone, a dull, sickening impact, and then a cry. And it peters out to nothing, and a choking sound is like all the breath is forced out of whoever's lungs it is, and then you hear this crump, dull, bone-crunching sound again. You hear the cracks of bone, and you hear a wet collapse of strength, and you're dragging and it sounds like a body's being, and you can see the shape of wherever that form was propped up and sitting, being dragged. And then you hear the sound of it being dropped unceremoniously. You hear footsteps walking away. You can hear orders being called in the distance. And then you hear chains clinking, harnesses tightening in the distance. And then soldiers, it sounds like, start to move out. And above you, the blood still drips through the floorboards. And that's where we're going to end the game.
Oh. What?
What is happening with you, itchy boy?
Get up out of here. Seems like I've been burning 400 years.
It is important to note that the game uses the Daggerheart tabletop role-playing system, published by Darrington Press and Critical Role LLC. We play under the Darrington Press Community Gaming License. This is an unofficial fan production, not affiliated or endorsed by Darrington Press or Critical Role.